बर मोहम्मद वाले मोहम्मद सल्लल्लाहु अल्लाहुम्मा सल्ली अला मोहम्मद व आले मोहम्मद। अफसोस नबीज़ादियों का शाम में जाना, सज्जाद से पूछो। अफसोस नबीज़ादियों का शाम में जाना, सज्जाद से पूछो। सरनंगे वो माँ बहनों का दरबार में जाना, सज्जाद से पूछो। अफसोस छुपती थी नबीज़ादी नबीज़ादी के पीछे किस शर्मो हया से छुपती थी नबीज़ादी नबीज़ादी के पीछे किस शर्मो हया से और शिम्र का उन बीबियों के नाम बताना, सज्जाद से पूछो। अफसोस बैठे हुए दरबार में सब छोटे बड़े थे, सादात खड़े थे। बैठे हुए दरबार में सब छोटे बड़े थे, सादात खड़े थे। सर तशत में रखा हुआ ज़ैनब को दिखाना, सज्जाद से पूछो अफसोस। जब दुख तरे शबीर ने जिंदा में क़ज़ा की आफत की घड़ी थी। जब दुख तरे शबीर ने जिंदा में क़ज़ा की आफत की घड़ी थी। वो नन्ही सी मैयत बंदे हाथों से उठाना, सजाद से पूछो अफसोस। और जब गुस्ल सकीना को वहाँ देख चुकी गसाल था सबका बुरा हाल। उस नन्ही सी मैयत पे निशान रस्सी के पाना, सजाद से पूछो अफसोस। मुँह बाबा के मुँह पर रखा, और मर गई हमशीर सजाद की तकदीर। मुँह बाबा के मुँह पर रखा, और मर गई हमशीर सजाद की तकदीर। मुँह बाप के मुँह पर से सकी नाका हटाना, सजाद से पूछो अफसोस। अकबर के कलेजे में लगी जुल्म की बर्छी, हालत ही अजब थी। था कितना कठिन हाल वो सुगरा को सुनाना, सज्जाद से पूछो अफसोस नबीज़ादियों का। शाम में जाना सज्जाद से पूछो अफसोस। पर मोहम्मद वाले मोहम्मद सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि
सल्लल्लाहु मोहम्मद वाले नाम पर शाह के पानी जो पिला देते हैं, मेरे कौसर ने मुझ राय दुआ दे, मेरे कौसर ने मुझ राय दुआ देते। फातिमा कहती है दुनिया में ये आबाद रहे शैकपुर साम अहले आजाद, शैकपुर सा मुझे सब अहले देते। कत्ल अकबर सा पिसर होता है, शैक करते हैं शोक सब्र आयु शबीर जिला, सब्र अय्यूब को शबीर जिला देते। पूछता है जो कोई किसने कमर को तोड़ा, शाह अब्बास के लाशे को बता, शाह अब्बास के लाशे को देते। रो के कहती थी सकीना के हमें कैद किया लोग जिंदा से यतीमों को छुड़ा, लोग जिंदा से यतीमों को छुड़ा दे। चश्मे सजाद अगर ज़ौफ़ से हो जाती है बंद, अश्किया पाँव की ज़ंजीर हिला, अश्किया पाँव की ज़ंजीर हिला देते। ख्वाब में आन के सरवर ने ये आबेद से कहा, कहो बेटा तुम्हें मलऊन दवा, कहो बेटा तुम्हें मलऊन दवा देते। अर्ज़ आबिद ने ये की मांगता हूँ, जब पानी मुझको दिखला के सितागार बहा, मुझको दिखला के सितागार बहा देते हैं। नाम पर शाह के पानी जो पिला दे। फातिहा। अल्लाहुम्मा सल्ली अला शाह वाला ने शहादत का सरंजाम किया, सर कटा जुल्म सहे हक का मगर काम किया, सब्र ने आबदे बीमार के इत्माम किया। बाप और बेटे ने इस्लाम को इस्लाम किया, बाप और बेटे ने इस्लाम को इस्लाम किया। वादा तिफली का जो शबीर वफा करते हैं, हक ये फर्जंद ये सरवर का अदा, हक ये फर्जंद ये सरवर का अदा करते हैं। कौन मासूम हुआ तो सलासल में असीर, कौन है वो जिसे पहनाई हो दोहरी जंजीर। ताजियानों से अदू देते थे किसको ताजीर, किसके माँ बहनों की मुजमे में हुई है तशहीर। तय कोई कर न सका जिसको ये वो मंजिल है, सब्र नामो उसके बारे में बहुत मुश्किल है, सब्र नामो उसके बारे में बहुत मुश्किल है। कर गए थे जो वसीयत शहीदी वक्त अखीर, सब्र से काम लिया कीजिए बादे शबीर। शुक्र करना जो पिन्हाए तुम्हें भारी जंजीर, बद्दुआ देना ना उम्मत को जो ज़ैनब हो असीर। तुम जो बिगड़ोगे तो खालिक का गजब आएगा, काम जो मैंने बनाया बिगड़ जाए, काम जो मैंने बनाया है बिगड़ जाए। ध्यान बाबा की वसीयत पर जो करते हैं इमाम, उनके कातिल से भी फरमाते हैं नरमी से कलाम। तौक पहनाने को लाता है जो वो बद अंजाम, खुद बढ़ा देते हैं गर्दन को शहंशाह नाम। ये तहम्मुल है इसे शाने वफा कहते हैं, कहने वाले से तस्लीम और रजा कहते हैं, कहने वाले से तस्लीम और रजा कहते। बाप की लाश पर वो जुल्म हुआ कुछ न, बाप की लाश पर वो जुल्म हुआ कुछ न, छिन गई सानिए जहरा की रिदा कुछ न, छिन गई सानिए जहरा की रिदा कुछ न कहा। बाजू नामूस का रस्सी में बंधा कुछ न कहा, ताजियानों की सही जफा कुछ न, ताजियानों की सही सख्त जफा कुछ न। गम से मादर का जिगर सीने में फटते देखा, अली असगर का गला कब्र में कटते दे, अली असगर का गला कब्र में कटते देखा। सर बरहना सरे दरबार गए सब्र किया, दर बदर कूचो बाजार गए सब्र किया। कुदरतें रखे गिरफ्तार गए सब्र किया, बेदवा कैद में बीमार गए सब्र किया। कदर बाबा की वसीयत की दिखाई तूने, कब्र हाथों से सकीना की भलाई, कब्र हाथों से सकीना की भलाई, कब्र हाथों से सकीना की बनाई। या अली देख लो पोते की मुसीबत देखो, गम अंधों की तस्वीर है सूरत देखो, शिद्दत तब से गजब की है नकाहत देखो, तो फिर उस पर गले में ये क़यामत देखो, वक्फ़े आलाम है हजरत के घराने वाले, क्या सितम सदे उम्मत के बचा ले, क्या सितम सदे उम्मत के बचाने वाले, हाय जीते हैं तेरी खबर मिटाने वाले, खुल्द में अहमद मुरसल को रुलाने वाले, चश्मे इंसाफ से देखे तो जमाने वाले, कैसे होते इमाम मत के घर, कैसे होते इमाम मत के घर आने वाले, जहर पीते हैं गलाते से कटवाते हैं, कब्र में जाके भी आराम नहीं, कब्र में जाके भी आराम नहीं, कब्र में जाके भी आराम नहीं पाते हैं।
Assalamu alaikum. Let's begin with a loud salawat. Just some really quick announcements. There will be Imam Hussain alayhi salam blood drive on Sunday, September 12th at 3:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. at IEC. Pre-registration is encouraged. Walk-ins are welcome, but appointments are strongly encouraged. You will need to bring a photo ID and mask. Please register at the website tinyurl.com at IEC Blood Drive September 2021. And as we know, today is the Shab-e-Shahadat of our fourth Imam, and we remember Bakhi. And I'd like to request Brother Sajjad Lakhani to say a few words about the Bakhi group. Loud salawat, please.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम। मोहम्मद वाले मोहम्मद सलावत। आप सबको तो पता ही आज की शब मंसूब है इमाम सज्जाद अलैहिस्सलाम, अल्लाहुम्मा सल्ली अला मुहम्मद व आले मुहम्मद, जो आज भी मजलूम है। आपने मरसिया भी सुना, उनको कब्र में भी अभी भी चैन नहीं, उनको बिल्कुल उनकी कब्र को मिस्मार कर दिया। 100 साल होने वाले हैं। आपको पता है कि ये शब ऐसी शब है जो आशूरे से भी कम नहीं है, ना अरबाइन से कम है। और करबला के अंदर माशाल्लाह तमकनत के साथ, और होना भी चाहिए ऐसा, मौला अब्बास के पास, मौला हुसैन के पास है। आज अंधेरा है बकी के अंदर, कुछ भी नहीं है बकी में एक दिया भी नहीं है, बकी में एक कैंडल भी नहीं है। बकी के अंदर ऐसा है जैसे अंधेरा गुप है, और सामने नाना की मस्जिद नबवी में नाना है जिसके अंदर रोशनी है। क्या ये हमारा फर्ज नहीं बनता कि हम कुछ करें इसके बारे में? ये हमारे ज़माने में हुआ है, मिसमार ये हुई है, हमारे ज़माने में हुई है। ये कैसे हो सकता है कि हम खामोश बैठे हैं? मैं मुखातिब कर रहा हूँ, यहाँ तो मेरे सब दोस्त अहबाब लोग बैठे हुए हैं जो जानते हैं और बकी के शामिल हैं, लेकिन मैं तो वो जो इंटरनेट पे हैं और जो हमारे माँ बहनें और भाई बहन जो ड्राइव करके आते हैं और जो बाहर देख रहे हैं और सारी दुनिया से जो भी देख रहे हैं, उन सबसे मुखातिब कर रहा हूँ कि भाई अल बकी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन ये तहरीक ऐसी चली है कि बस ये चाह रही है कि अल बकी जन्नतुल बकी को रीबिल्ड करना है। ये हमारा मैंडेट है, ये हमारा मंशा है, दैट्स इट। हम नहीं इसके अंदर बहुत सी चीज़ें और आ जाती हैं, ह्यूमन राइट्स आती हैं, ये आती हैं, ये तो सब ऐसी ड्रेसिंग है जो हमको यहाँ की गवर्नमेंट के लिए करना पड़ता है, हमारे इंटरनेशनल गवर्नमेंट्स के लिए करना पड़ता है ताकि वो विमेंस राइट्स और ह्यूमन राइट्स। लेकिन हमारा मेन मंशा क्या है? बकी को बनाना। बकी को हम कोई क्रेडिट कुछ नहीं, हम चाहते हैं कि बस इतनी आवाज उठे कि वो काम हो जाए। आज जन्नतुल बकी में बिल्कुल अंधेरा है, हमारे 4 इमाम हैं उधर, इमाम सज्जाद है उसके अंदर, और आज उनकी शब है। और मैं इल्तिजा करता हूं आप सब लोगों से कि आप मदद करें, आप हेल्प करें, इस तहरीक की हेल्प करें, आप इसमें हिस्सा लें। और यहां तो माशाल्लाह हमारे यूथ बैठे हुए जो हिस्सा लेते हैं, लेकिन मैं इन सब से कहता हूं जो इंटरनेट पे सुनते हैं कि आप सब शामिल हो, आप सब, यू आर पार्ट ऑफ इट, यू आर रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर इट। इट्स नॉट दैट वी अलोन आर डूइंग समथिंग एंड वी आर जस्ट अ मीन्स टू एन एंड। आप यू पीपल आर ऑल पार्ट ऑफ दिस। आपको जवाब देना है इमाम को। हम ये ऑर्गेनाइजेशन माशाल्लाह आज ही मौलाना महबूब मेहदी उनका आज ही व्हाट्सएप पे मैसेज आया था कि बे एरिया के अंदर उन्होंने उलमा कॉन्फ्रेंस की सिर्फ बकी के लिए, ताकि उनको कुछ ऐसे सवालात थे बकी के बारे में जो उनको पता नहीं था, इधर उधर से अफवाहें सुन लेते, तो उन्होंने सारा क्लियर किया, एक टीम बना रहे हैं। कहने का मकसद आपसे ये है कि अल बकी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन काम कर रही है, हर जगह पे हर महाज से काम कर रही है। हम चाह रहे हैं कि आप इसके अंदर शामिल हों। क्या क्या कर रही है तो बहुत लंबी फहरिस्त है, लेकिन मैं आपको 2-3 खाली बताना चाह रहा हूं, मेरे पास ज्यादा टाइम नहीं है मौलाना। I'm just going to make it as brief as possible. पहली बार तो ये है कि we have just hired a firm in Washington DC. It is a strong international attorney that is got a conglomeration of attorneys together. And this firm today, and ये बीबी का करिश्मा है, today a report just came out in September that United States Commission for International Religion, that report has come out on cemeteries. और खाली हमारी नहीं, यानी कि Muslims, they're talking about Jewish cemeteries, Christian cemetery, and ये नहीं होना चाहिए और उसके खिलाफ क्या क्या करना चाहिए। US Commission is doing this. अगर हम इसको हवा ना दे और KSI के या सऊदी अरब के सामने खड़ा ना कर दे तो कौन करेगा? ये हमारी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है। We just found out, and this attorney firm that we hired is an aggressive firm, and they just gave us this report, and we are telling them to attack this, to go for it. भाई हमारे UN advocacy तो अपनी जगह पे चल ही रहा है, उसकी तो रिपोर्ट्स आएंगी और उसके खिलाफ तो चल रहा है, जो आपने क्लॉज 24 आपने सब पढ़ा है। I don't want to go into this, I don't have enough time. लेकिन ये एक नई चीज अल बकी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन ने स्टार्ट की है जो अभी बस लास्ट मंथ से शुरू हुआ है। सो प्लीज, आपको पता है कि आप अगर डाउनटाउन अटर्नी लिटिगेशन के अंदर, आपको सब पता है, माशाल्लाह पढ़े लिखे बैठे हैं, इफ यू गो डाउनटाउन एंड आस्क देम फीस फॉर एन आवर, व्हाट डू दे टेल यू? $500 an hour, $700 an hour, $1,200 an hour. You think this firm is cheap? It is not. But do you think we should do anything about it? Of course we should. Now it is up to you to decide whether you want to be part of it and take hissa in the sawab jariya. Take part in it. दूसरी बात यह है कि हम यही firm, just to give you the credentials of this firm, यही firm International Court of Justice के अंदर, they are fighting a case for Rohingya Muslims. Again, and they are been hired by Gambia, the country Gambia, to fight against Myanmar for the rights of Rohingya Muslims. These guys are doing it, the firm that we have hired. So you can imagine at what level we are talking about this. This is not something like you're talking about a Mickey Mouse firm that is going to go in there and ye kaam kar liya aur wo kaam. No, this is at a very high level. This is at an international global level. We want Al Baki organization to be at that level. We want this issue to be at that level. So is level ke liye jaane ke pehle we have to reach to the top. And how do we do that? And now the other part is that we are taking the United States commissions that, like this commission I said, for freedom of international religions. There are other commissions like that talk about architecture, that talk about heritage. I don't want to go into details. I have so much to say, but I'm going to hold it down. And we are following everything. We are going to the State Department. Again, we are fighting with them. We're talking to people to give us an audience with them, to give us an audience with Saudi Arabia so we can talk to them nicely. You know, I can tell you all this with emotion and everything. I understand that because I feel it in my heart. And if I don't tell you, who's going to tell you? But the thing is that we do it very nicely and very calmly, and you know how attorneys are. They're cold, but they are very, very focused, and that's what we want, a good strategy. And we have it, mashallah. But you have to support us. And I'm talking to all the people that are listening to me. The point here is that, the second part is that we have right now 100th year anniversary coming for Al Baki Maulana. In 20 months and 12 days, this anniversary is going to happen. And that's why I brought up Maulana Mahmudi. MashaAllah, Allah unki umar daraz kare unko aur unki family ko. Wo itna kaam kar rahe hain. Right now he's doing majlises and he's holding conferences with ulama to make them understand what we are doing and to stand up. And he just formed a team in the Bay Area. MashaAllah, he's gonna go to LA. From Baki, somebody's gonna go to LA with him and make sure that we form a team again over there. And there are other areas, San Jose, I mean, California, all of its place, plus other cities. So, and then international, that is also part of Baki team is handling international. So we are going every which way to make so much noise on the 100th anniversary that these people will take notice. This is, what is this Janatul Baki? What are they saying? Why are these people out on the streets? But believe me, it starts from grassroots. This organization is your organization. You know that you are part of it. I'm talking to the people all over the world. I'm talking to people in the United States. Whoever is listening, please take part in this. Be part of it. Don't say, what can I do? Acha, ye to kar rahe hain, ye kar rahe hain, to kya kar rahe hain? Kya aapki responsibility nahi hai? Aap zimmedari nahi hai? You don't have to answer to the imam? Of course you do. And when you're going to be asked about it, what are you going to say? Yeah, I didn't take any part of it. Third thing is, Baki is also doing a mock-up. This year, inshallah, there's something from Najaf to Karbala on poll number 212. Al-Baki organization has managed to create a shabi of Baki, Janatul Baki cemetery, of the grave sites of a four imam. It's something for people to see and remember. This is a part of getting people together in Arab countries. And when you go, inshallah, Zahirin jaane wale hain, गाड़ियों से भी बात कर रहा हूँ, सबसे बात कर रहा हूँ, आप पोल 212 को, I think it is on, Al-Baki organization is going to be present there, especially on September 21. We're going to distribute food, we're going to distribute all these things over there. Also, we have a mock-up in Najaf. As you know, every year we do that. We distribute all the items over there. And we have mock-up in Karbala. You, by Imam Husain's Roza, Babi Qibla, you come out of there to go down 2 blocks. It's on your right-hand side. Al-Baki organization has got a mock-up over there that distributes foods, flags, juices, and stuff like that. We, remember, you know zawars of Imam Hussain. Doesn't everybody want to serve the zawar of Imam Hussain? Don't you guys say कि यार कितना लकी है, देखो ये बच्चा बीच में पानी दे रहा है और ये कितना सवाब कर रहा है, या ये बच्ची आ रही है, या कोई पैर दबा रहा है किसी का, या किसी को खिला रहा है. हम सब रश करते हैं कि काश हम होते, काश हम करते ये, काश हमको ये भी सवाब मिले. Well, guess what? You have this. It is at your doorstep. It is with you. All you have to do is just help us. I asked for donations because you know what? Because of the pandemic, Al-Baki never stopped its distribution of helping the needy families. It didn't stop its distribution anywhere in the world. But again, this also runs, it takes money. All this litigation that I'm talking about, all this mock-ups that I'm talking about, all this 100th year anniversary that we are preparing for, it takes donations. MashaAllah, alhamdulillah, we do have donors, but it just doesn't make it enough because the pandemic has made us suffer too. We want your help. And for you to take part in this Sawab-e-Jariyah, for you to take part and say, you know, I want to be part of this walk, this masjid that we do, that I want to have the Sawab. Well, guess what? One click of your button can do that sawab for you. And you can continue with that. And you'll be part of it. And you will be giving, and we 100%, you know, 100%, all those young people that that go to Karbala with us, we want them to distribute the food. And they are there. They're distributing the juices, and our young community kids and our elders when they come with us. We want them to see it. And they are amazed. And then they thank God and they come and thank us. Oh, thank you for giving us an opportunity. No, it is you who made it. You are the one that made it. You are the one that make it happen. We are just a means, that's all. Somebody has to arrange something, organize something. It's a whole team that works, but you're part of the team. There are a lot of people that sit here that are part of the team that do that. You know, I implore you all, please, you have a pledge card that the volunteers are gonna give you outside. If you haven't received it, they're gonna come to you. If you please flash your emergency flashers. If you don't have it, they will come and give it to you. We want you to pledge to Al-Baki organization so we can, the amount that we have spared right now for mock-ups, believe me, agar aap लाखों चीजें भी डालोगे ना तो एक दिन में खत्म हो जाएगा, एक दिन क्या 4 घंटे में खत्म हो जाएगा. So we have to spread it out. But we are running thin this year. Mu'mineen, Mu'minat, we are running thin. I implore you, I beg you. Hey, I'm a fakir of Bibi Sayyida Salamullah alayhi. I want you to be part of that. We want you to be part of that. Because you can have that sawab by sitting there and just saying, you know what, these guys are doing all the work, we are doing everything we can, all we have to do is just here, pay 200, pay 500, pay $100, pay $1,000 or whatever. MashaAllah, we do get donations and strong donations, but the pipeline has dried up. The reason it's dried up is we understand, but we are asking. I again reiterate myself, PayPal, contact@baki.org. That's a PayPal thing, contact@baki.org. And then we got Zelle and Venmo, finance@baki.org. Go on our website, it'll take you to the site too. I implore you, here's an opportunity for you to say to when you go to sleep tonight or one of these nights in Arba'een, you can peacefully sleep and say to Imam, you did your part. I mean, you can do a lot more. I mean, but that small part makes you part of a big picture. So please, Basadke of this night, Mazloom Karbala, we ask you, we need your help. We want you to give us as much as you can spare. It is very, very imperative. Pledge cards are out there, pens are out there, volunteers are going to give in. When you exit your cars, when you exit the Husaini, IEC HUSAINI, please give it to the volunteers. They will just give it to, or give it to any Baki team member, or go on a website right now. So remember, contact@Baki, PayPal, Zelle and Venmo, finance@baki.org. If you want to give check, cash, our people are out there. They are manning a table right now. Please stop by if you are able to. If not, just call us. My phone number is 630-788-3886. You're welcome to call me. I'll come to you personally and pick it up and then get you a receipt. Every donation gets a receipt. Every donation is $100% tax deductible. As you know, we are an organization that's a tax deductible organization, all right? So I implore you, I beg you, please, help us, help you get the sawab, and in process, we serve the Imam Zawar. Basat ke Muhammad wa ali Muhammad salawat.
Jazakallah. May we all serve this important cause, inshallah. Just a quick reminder, tonight is the Shab-e-Shahadat of Imam Sajjad, and inshallah after the Majlis, Taboot will be taken out. The Taboot will be taken out from here and it will be taken outside for those of you listening in the car, and there will be a Jalus outside. It is my humble request for everybody, once again a reminder, to please wear your mask, and please also wear your mask during Noha and Matam. And while inside, please maintain social distance, at least 6 feet. And with that being said, it is my privilege and honor to introduce our guest speaker tonight, Maulana Shayk Abdul Jalil Nawee, who is a resident alim at Idara Jafria in Baltimore. Shayk Abdul Jalil Nawee did his Islamic studies at Al-Hidayah Islamic School, and then he went on to teach at Al-Hidayah Islamic School. And then after years of service in Ghana, he moved to Iran for his further Hosa studies. And then after that, he moved to Baltimore and served at many different Islamic centers. And finally, he is the resident alim at Idara Jafria. We are very lucky to have you here. Thank you for accepting our invitation. And with that being said, Maulana, I'd like to request if you could recite the Majlis, and please welcome him with a loud salawat.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، ثم الصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين، سيدي وحبيبي ونور قلبي، طب القلوب ودوائها وعافية الأبدان وشفائها، ونور الأبصار وضيائها أبي القاسم محمد وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين الهاديين المهديين الذين ذاب الله عنهم الرجس وطهرهم تطهيرا. صلى الله عليك يا رسول الله، صلى الله عليك يا نبي الله، صلى الله عليك وعلى أهل بيتك الميامين. يا ليتنا كنا معكم سادتي فنفوز فوزا عظيما. السلام عليك يا أبا عبد الله، السلام عليك يا ابن رسول الله، السلام عليك وعلى الأرواح التي حلت بفنائك، عليك مني سلام الله أبدا ما بقيت وبقي الليل والنهار، ولا جعله الله آخر الأهد مني لزيارتكم. السلام على الحسين. One more time please together. السلام على الحسين. One more time. السلام على الحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين جميعا ورحمة الله وبركاته. صلوات الله. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قال الله العلي العظيم في كتابه الكريم: بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. فإذا نفخ في الصور فلا أنساب بينهم يومئذ ولا يتساءلون. فمن ثقلت موازينه فأولئك هم المفلحون. وأما من خفت موازينه فأولئك الذين خسروا أنفسهم فهم في النار خالدون. صدق الله العلي العظيم. اللهم صل. I would like to offer my condolences to the Imam of our time, Al-Imam Sahib al-Asri wal-Zaman. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad, and to Ahl al-Bayt all together for the martyrdom of Al-Imam Ali ibn al-Husayn Zayn al-Abidin Salamullahi alayhi. Allahumma salli ala. And also to offer my condolences to the Ummah at large, especially the Shia of Ahl al-Bayt alayhimus salam across the globe, and especially the Shia of Chicago in Husaini Center. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala unite all of us under the umbrella of Imam As-Sajjad alayhi salam, and may He grant us the shafa'ah of Imam Zayn al-Abidin on the day of Qiyamah, insha'Allah. Tonight, as we continue to commemorate the martyrdom of this great Imam, our topic tonight is lessons from the life of Imam Zayn al-Abidin. lesson that we all can learn to apply in our daily lives. However, before we start, I would like to take a moment to look at these verses that we just read from Surah Al-Mu'minun, from Ayah 101 till 103, which talks about some of the scenes of Qiyamah. And you know, Qiyamah is very important in our belief. It's one of the usul al-din, one of the root of our beliefs, that a person cannot be considered a Muslim unless you believe in usul al-din. And one of those usul al-din is Yawm al-Qiyamah. And these ayahs come to describe 5 of the things that happens Yawm al-Qiyamah. Number 1, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us, فَإِذَا نُفِخَ فِي الصُّورِ. How does the Yawm al-Qiyamah comes about? How does it start? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says it starts by an angel blowing an horn. But amazing, the Quran doesn't tell you what is the name of this angel. Who is the person or human or jinn or angel who will blow the horn? Quran doesn't tell you. And you know there is a reason behind it. When Quran mentions certain things and doesn't tell you certain specifics, because Allah knows that He left Ahlul Bayt to tell you the details. That is why they are the other half of Quran. So if you want to understand Quran fully by reading it, you're going in the wrong direction. To understand Quran properly, you have to go to the doors of Ahlul Bayt alayhim as-salam. These ayahs, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, فَإِذَا نُفِخَ فِي الصُّورِ. The first incident happens on the day of Qiyamah is an angel who will blow the horn. But who's that angel? Ahlul Bayt tells us the angel is called Malak Israfil. This angel will be the first one to come to life after everything dies. He will be the first one to come back. Now when he comes, the first thing he will do is to blow the horn, which Quran says the Qiyamah will not come about unless this angel blows the horn. Now when he blows the horn, what happens? Then Quran says, فَلَا أَنْسَابَ بَيْنَهُمْ. The second thing that will happen, there will not be any relationships. Every relationship that is out there today, Yawm al-Qiyamah is ended. Any relationship you can think of. Friendship, business relationship, personal benefit, husband and wife, parent, doesn't matter. Any relationship that ever existed, when the angel Israfil blows the horn, that relationship is ended. And that is why Quran says, on that day, Yawm al-Qiyamah, a mother will be running away from her son. يَوْمَ يَفِرُّ الْمَرْءُ مِنْ أَخِيهِ. Two brothers who were very close to one another. They don't do anything without one another. Allah says, Yawm al-Qiyamah, they will run away from one another. A mother, as strong as she is in love for a child, when that horn is blown, the mother will be running away from her son or her daughter. A husband and wife, as strong as they are together in love, years they have lived together, when that horn is blown, they will run away from one another. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, فَلَا أَنْسَابَ بَيْنَهُمْ. That's the second thing will happen, Yawm al-Qiyamah. Number 3, وَلَا يَتَسَاءَلُونَ. No one will ask about another person. Here, when something happens, I don't see a brother or sister at some time, I call, what's the brother? What is happening? Is he sick? Is he okay? Is he traveling? Yawm al-Qiyamah, no one will ask about anybody. You know why? Another ayah tells you, لكل امرئ منهم يومئذ شأن يغني. Everybody has enough on their table. That is why nobody's willing to ask anyone, how is he doing? How is she doing? How is my son? My friend? None. Because I have enough to deal with it. وَلَا يَتَسَاءَلُونَ. I'm not going to ask about you, nor you will ask about me. People will ask about one another later on. When they settle in Jannah, or they settle in the hellfire. Then they will remember one another later on. But in the beginning, nobody will remember one another. And that is why Allah says, وَلَا يَتَسَاءَلُونَ. The third thing is, nobody will question about another person. Number 4, which is the most important part, which Quran says, فَمَنْ ثَقُلَتْ مَوَازِينُ. يوم القيامة, there is a station for all of us. We all have a station to stop. What is that station? That whatever you brought with you, Yawm al-Qiyamah, they have to weigh it for you. Whether it's good or bad, it doesn't matter. There is a station where there are angels. They will pick up those deeds that you brought with you. And then they put it on that scale. When they put on that scale, if that scale becomes heavy, then Quran says, فَأُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْمُفْلِحُونَ. Those are the real successful people, Yawm al-Qiyamah. Are you want to know the successful people in Yawm al-Qiyamah? Not the wealthiest people, not the people with degrees. No, the wealthiest, the successful people in the eyes of Quran, Yawm al-Qiyamah, are the people who brought deeds and the deeds happen to be heavy. Quran says those are the successful ones. That is number 4. Number 5. وَأَمَّا مَنْ خَفَّتْ مَوَازِينُ. There are some people also, then they weigh this, the deeds, khafif is very light. Doesn't carry any weight. Now listen to the Quran properly. Quran doesn't say that the deeds is not a lot. No, it's saying it doesn't carry weight. Now Yawm al-Qiyamah is not about the maximum of your word. It's not about the quantity. It's more about the quality of your deed. Quran doesn't care about the quality, the quantity of your deeds. Actually, Quran tells you, we didn't create you for you to be in this universe to do a lot of deeds. No. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, in تبارك الذي بيده الملك وهو على كل شيء قدير الذي خلق الموت والحياة ليبلوكم أيكم أحسن عملا. Allah cares more about your best deed, not the quantity. So Yawm al-Qiyamah, a person can come with so much deeds, but the deeds doesn't weigh anything. Have you seen a cotton? How a cotton can be so huge, but it doesn't weigh nothing. That is the deed of some people. As you look at the deeds, it looks huge, it looks big, but the moment they put them on the scale, it doesn't weigh anything. Then the Quran tells us, those people, Allah said, they are the real losers. أُولَٰئِكَ الَّذِينَ خَسِرُوا أَنفُسَهُمْ. The losers are these ones. Why are they losers, Ya Rab? They say, hum finnar, because they end up in the hellfire called Jahannam. And not only they're going to end up in the hellfire called Jahannam, they will be also be there immortal. There's no end for it. And that is the real lost. 5 things this ayah tells us about the scene of Qiyamah. But the question that I want to emphasize tonight, as we are in the ocean of Imam Zain al-Abidin tonight, is to learn, what do I need, you and I, as a Muslims, to make that scale to become heavy. So Yawm al-Qiyamah, we are among the successful ones. That's the point that we want to learn tonight. took a message that, Ya Imam, today we know in the Quran, we need our deeds to be heavy so that we become successful once Yawm al-Qiyamah. But what do I need? So that when I come to that station, Yawm al-Qiyamah, and they put my deeds on that scale, my scale will be heavy. What do I need? Here Ahlul Bayt tells you what you need. They say you need only two things, not more than that. What are they? And this comes from the Prophet. When they ask Rasulullah, Ya Rasulullah, ma huwa athqalu ma yuthqilu fil mizan yawm al-qiyamah. What are the things that makes someone's scale on the day of judgment becomes heavy? Then the Prophet says, Shay'ain. Athqalu ma yuthqilu fil mizan, Shay'ain. Awwaluhuma, the first one of the two, taqwa Allah. The fear of Allah. When a mu'min comes Yawm al-Qiyamah and he carries taqwa Allah, that taqwa Allah, when they put it on the scale, it makes the scale heavy. And that is the best provision you and I need for Qiyamah. Allah tells you in the Quran, Yawm al-Qiyamah, you take anything you want to bring with you, Yawm al-Qiyamah, it's useless. I have a lot of children. Is it beneficial there? Allah said, no, it's not. Ya Rab, I have a lot of money. Would it be beneficial Yawm al-Qiyamah? Allah said, no, it's not. يَوْمَ لَا يَنْفَعُ مَالٌ وَلَا بَنُونَ. A day, money or children are not beneficial. Here they make, mashallah, they make a lot of benefit. Today in America or another part of the world, when you have money, you can do a lot. And money can change right to wrong, wrong to right. If you have money. Money can do so much in this world. But Allah tells you, Yawm al-Qiyamah, La yanfa'u malun. No money is worth it except the money that you put in the good deeds here. Then it becomes beneficial. As we speak about the baqiyah, right? Now you want the money that you have to benefit you Yawm al-Qiyamah, here you have to spend it. How do I spend it? By putting it in the right cause. Supporting the voice of Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam. Supporting anything that meant for Allah or Ahlul Bayt, that is what benefits you. Otherwise, from the time of death, you realize all of this that I've accumulated, all these buildings, houses, is useless. That moment. And you realize the most important thing at the time of death is what you have invested in the cause of Allah or Ahlul Bayt. And Quran tells you, Surah Al-Munafiqun, وَأَنْفِقُوا مِمَّا رَزَقْنَاكُمْ. Spend whatever we, Allah, gave you. مِنْ قَبْلِ أَنْ يَأْتِيَ أَحْدَكُمُ الْمَوْتِ. Before the death comes to your door. Now when the death comes to my door, what happens? فَيَقُولَ رَبِّ لَوْلَا أَخَّرْتَنِي. Oh Lord, can you delay my life? فَأَصَدَّقْ, so I can give sadaqah. Now at the time of death, you realize the importance of sadaqah. But guess what? At that point, it's too late. Then Allah respond to that person, وَلَنْ يُؤَخِّرَ اللَّهُ نَفْسَهُ. We will not delay any human being when the time of death approaches. So the money that is important is not the money that you leave and you die and leave them in your account or sitting in your pocket. No. The money that is important is the money that you invest in what? In the bank of Allah and Ahlul Bayt. Then the money grows for you. And then Yawm al-Qiyamah, it becomes what? Your pension. In other words, 401ks, right? Don't we have 401k? As we work, we put in that savings. So when you retire, what happens? You get to make benefit from that money when you're not working, right? Now, there is a 401k of Allah which you have to sign here, right? And invest in that cause here, today, tomorrow, as your life. How? whenever any cause of Allah comes, I put into that cause. Qurbatan ilallah. Ahlul Bayt, their cause comes. Alright? A voice of supporting the voice of Baqiyah. Because this Baqiyah, brothers and sisters, is the voice of Madloom. And supporting any voice of Madloom is the right course. If you go back to this Najul Balagha, your first Imam, Imam Amir al-Mu'mineen Salamullahi alayhi, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. He tells you in Najul Balagha, in his last will, right? He says that so many things. When he was talking to Imam al-Hasan and Hussein, he said, Usikuma. This is my will to you, Imam al-Hasan and Hussein. وَجَمِيعَ وُلْدِي, and to all my children. وَمَنْ بَلَغَهُ وَصِيَّتِي هَذِهِ, and to anybody this will may reach. Who? You and I. Right? What is it? It says, أُوصِيكُمَا بِتَقْوَى اللَّهِ. Imam Ali says, talking about taqwa, which benefit Yawm al-Qiyamah. Imam Ali says the same thing in dua, in Najul Balagha. The first will is taqwa Allah. وَأَنْ لَا تَبْغَيَ الدُّنْيَا وَإِنْ بَغَتْكُمَا. Never chase this universe, even if this world is chasing you. And then he continued to say, وَكُونَا لِلظَّالِمِ خَصْمًا. Stand against any zalim. Any zalim. Even if he comes in the clothes of Muslim. Even if his zalim comes in the clothes of a Shia. Doesn't matter. If he is a zalim, we have to stand against that. Then what? وَلِلْمَظْلُومِ أَوْنَا. And be in support of any Muslim. Even if the Muslim is not a Muslim. If the Muslim is not a Shia, as long as he's Muslim, we have responsibility to stand by them. And there is no biggest Muslim on the earth like Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam. If you want to look all the Mazlumeen, Ahlul Bayt are on top of the Mazlumeen. And that is why even one of their names is Mazlum, right? When we call Imam Hussein, one of his titles is what? Ya Mazlum. Not just Imam Hussein alayhi salam. Imam Zayn al-Ab is Mazlum too. And we are all responsible in supporting the cause of Imams at any cost that we can. And one of them is Al-Baqiyah. And never think that, oh, maybe $5 is too small. No. Any amount in that support of Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam is a great. And it's your 401k for Allah and Ahlul Bayt Yawm al-Qiyamah. That money benefits you Yawm al-Qiyamah. So the first thing that helps a person, a mu'min Yawm al-Qiyamah, is taqwa Allah. The second thing that the Prophet tells us you need Yawm al-Qiyamah to make your scale heavy, it says husnul khulq, good character, good adab, good manners. Islam is not just a prayer in masjid or tasbih or Quran recitation. No. Your akhlaq with Allah is the one and the foremost important. How you talk to Allah, how you treat Allah is the first important. The second one, your akhlaq with the Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam. How do I talk to Abdul Bayt? How do I talk to the Prophet? How do I treat them? That is important too. Another one is, how do I treat other human beings around me? A parent, a friend, a sister, a husband, a wife, a neighbor, a co-worker. Everyone around you, you are also responsible in front of Allah how you treat them. And by the way, Imam Ali tells you in his last will about your neighbor too. As a Muslim, don't underestimate the power and the importance of taking care of your neighbor. And Imam Ali mentioned it. And he said to Imam al-Hasan and Hussein, he said, La zala Rasulullah yusina bil jar hatta dhananna annahu sayuwarrithuhum. Say Allah, the Prophet emphasizing about neighbors and neighbors till the point we thought that Islam and Allah will make the neighbors to inherit. Which means, like if I live in a neighborhood, my neighbors when I die, they have a share from wherever I live. That is how much the Prophet emphasized about the importance of neighbors. And tonight, we want to take this akhlaq from the hawza or from the institution of Imam Zayn al-Abidin salamullahi alayhi. Sallallahu alayhi. Because Imam Zayn al-Abidin salamullahi alayhi, one of the teachings that he left for us is about akhlaq. My dear brothers, this akhlaq is so important. Don't be misled by my salat, my ziyarah, if my relationship with others is evil. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves salat. He loves your Quran, but He cares about how you treat other people around you too. It's extremely important. And that is why Imam Zayn al-Abidin salamullah alayh, he taught us in these days to learn how to treat one another. And those akhlaq start from this great Imam Zayn al-Abidin. As you know, his father is Imam al-Husaini alayhi salam. And he grew up in that household of nur and light and ibadah and taqwa and ilm. That is the house that Imam Zayn al-Abidin grew up in. And he was with his father in every step. His relationship with his father was great. And that's one of the lessons tonight, brothers and sisters. As I live tonight, I come to commemorate my Imam alayhi salam. The lesson is, how is my relationship with my father? Is it great? Do I respect my father? How do I talk to my father? Do I disrespect him? Your Imam Zayn al-Abidin salamullah alayh tells you, any person who comes Yawm al-Qiyamah disrespecting his father or mother has no room for our shafa'ah Yawm al-Qiyamah. Don't be misled by your salat tahajjud when you are disrespectful to your parents. And that's why Quran tells you and I, every time Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about his ibadah, the next important people that you need to take care of are your parents. And Imam Zayn al-Abidin, the lesson and the legacy, he was great to his parents, his father and his mother both. And he earned that love from his parents. And we all need that, brothers and sisters. The Prophet tells you and I wonder about a person who lived to see his father and mother and die without earning Jannah. The Prophet says, I'm wondering about a person who grew up, his father is there, his mother is there, and died and still didn't get Jannah. Why? Because your mother and your father, they are your Jannah. And I can guarantee you, brothers and sisters, you know, salat, zakat, hajj, and the rest are extra credit for your Jannah. Your real Jannah is your parent. Al-Jannatu tahta aqdam al-ummahat. The Prophet says, your heavens lies under the feet of your mother. Your Jannah is your parent. Now, so that's number one. Number two, Al-Imam Zayn al-Abidin also tells us and teaches us how to also be with the good akhlaq in every manner. And akhlaq is two kinds, brothers and sisters. Sometimes I'm kind to people who are kind to me. And I'm bad with people who are bad to me. You know what Imam Zayn al-Abidin called about this? This is called business akhlaq. It's called business. Why? Because I gain something, right? And that's why I'm respecting you, because I'm getting something, right? But the real akhlaq is to be kind to people who are mean to you. That's the real akhlaq. You are not gaining anything other than to do what pleases Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That is the akhlaq. And that is the toughest one. Now, this is the akhlaq of Ahlul Bayt alayhim as-salam. This is Imam Zayn al-Abidin. His akhlaq was not with someone who was kind to them, let me be kind to you because I'm getting kindness from you, so let me return the favor. No, he is mutakhalliq, good manners with the people who are bad to him. Imam Zayn al-Abidin salamullahi alayhi. Allahumma salli alayhi. He faced so much challenges in his life. So many challenges. One of the challenges is what? The bad people. Bad people? Yes. One time, Imam Zayn al-Abidin salamullah alayh, he was cursed by one of the people. Foul language, abusive language to Imam. Imam was listening. As he finished, he walked away. Imam was listening. Now, how many of us today have the heart to listen to someone venting all nonsense and curses and bad language on you? How many of us have the heart to listen to it? Few, maybe. Imam Zayn al-Abidin listened to every word that he said. After the man went home, Imam told his companions, I'm going to revenge. When you hear the revenge, what do you think? Oh, Imam's going to go curse him back. Which is okay in Islam. There's a rule in Quran, مَنْ اعْتَدَى عَلَيْكُمْ فَاعْتَدُوا عَلَيْهِ بِالْمِثْلِ. When somebody curses you, you can curse them back exactly with the words that they curse you. It's okay. Right? Imam said to his companion, come with me. Everyone around Imam was worried. Imam's going to curse him back. What's he going to do? He walked to the man's house. The man was inside. Imam told them, tell him Imam Ali is here to see him. When the man heard, he knew what he did. So what did he do? He got ready to come and fight with Imam. As he walked out, Imam was standing with his companion, and the companions are watching. What the Imam's going to do? And they're seeing. Then Imam said, you said this about me, isn't it? So yes, I did. Then Imam said to him, if all what you said is in me, then I ask Allah to forgive me. However, if all what you said is not in me, then may God forgive you. Then Imam turned. And the companions were shocked. Ya Ali ibn al-Husayn, is that all you want to say? Say, yes, that's all I want to say. These words sat in the heart of this man. Immediately, he went on the feet of Imam Zayn al-Abidin. And he started kissing the feet of Imam. And he started crying. And he started asking Imam to forgive him. Imam Zayn al-Abidin salamullah alayhi, immediately he forgave him then. Now look, one akhlaq on top of another akhlaq. One akhlaq is what? Imam Zayn al-Abidin salamullah alayhi did not treat him the way he treated him. And then the second thing is, Imams quickly accepting his forgiveness. How many of us, brothers and sisters, somebody wrongs you, and then they come to you and they tell you, a brother, a sister, a husband, a wife, a mother, anyone, and then they come to you and say, I'm sorry. And then what do you say? I will never ever forgive. Right? And you and I, we commit sin, right? And we come to Allah, we ask, Ya Allah, forgive me. What does Allah do? And you read into our Qamil tonight, what do you say? Ya Sari'a. That is Allah, He called him, right? Sari al-Radha. So quick to be pleased. You come with the bag of sins, you say, Ya Allah, right? With the sins. He said, Labbayka, Labbayka, Labbayka ya Abdi. Sell, ask, and you will be given. Allahu Akbar. Ya Rab. He just came with the bag of sins. I say, yes, so what? Say, because of you who commit sin, I call myself Al-Ghafur. If you would not commit sin and for me to forgive you, why would I call myself all-forgiving? Doesn't matter how much bad we come with Allah. Listen to Fir'aun. Fir'aun, la'anatullah alayh, how bad he was. How he claimed he's a God. The final moment of Fir'aun, as he realizes he is not in control, Allah is in control. And as he was dying, he said, and Quran quotes him, آمنت بالذي آمنت به بنو إسرائيل. I believe in the Lord of Bani Israel. As he said that, and he was drowning, then he tried to stretch his hand towards Musa alayhi salam. Ya Musa, help me, save me. Musa looked at him and turned away. After Pharaoh died, Allah asked Musa, Ya Musa, why did you turn away from Pharaoh when he was asking for help? Musa, Ya Allah, look, Pharaoh was bad. He was calling himself God. He killed Bani Israel. All bad things you can think of he did. And now he said to help him for what? Allah said to Musa, Ya Musa, Pharaoh didn't know better. Had he come to me even at that moment, I would have saved him. Allahu Akbar. Then Allah, when he told Musa that Musa said, Ya Rab, he called himself, he's a God. He said, yes. But remember, Ana Rahman and Ana Rahim. I'm the most merciful too. One of the lessons from Imam Zayn al-Abidin is to learn how to forgive. A lot of times, somebody wrongs you, they come to you, forgive. I said, no, I'm not going to forgive you. The lesson of Imam Zayn al-Abidin is the lesson of forgiving. As one day, Imam Zayn al-Abidin was sitting, reading. One of his servants was passing by. She was not careful. She dumped a cold water on Imam Zayn al-Abidin. Imam Zayn al-Abidin looked at her. As she looked back at Imam, she knew he was not happy with what she did. Immediately she quoted the ayah of Quran. What is it from the Surah Al Imran? وَالْكَاظِمِينَ الْغَيْظِ. Allahu Akbar. Those who hide their anger. I saw you angry, you're not happy. Imam Zayn al-Abidin says, كَظَمْتُ غَيْظِي قُرْبَةً إِلَى اللَّهِ. Talking about those who hide their anger, I say, I hide my anger for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then she read another ayah, وَالْعَافِينَ عَنِ النَّاسِ, and those who forgive others. Then Imam says, عَفَوْتُ أَنْكِ, I forgave you, and from today you're no longer a slave, and you are free for the sake of Allah. That is akhlaq of Imam Zayn al-Abidin. That is the message of tonight, brothers and sisters, that as we learn from the ocean of Imam Zayn al-Abidin, let's learn the akhlaq. And this akhlaq is one of the tools you can call others to Islam and to Ahlul Bayt. You want to call others to Islam? You don't have to preach. You don't have to write novels or books. Or your akhlaq can be the powerful tool to invite others to Islam. Don't we say in English, actions speak louder than the words? Okay, don't speak. Just your action. And our sixth Imam also added to it. He says, كُونُوا دُعَاةً لَنَا بِأَعْمَالِكُمْ. Call others to us with your actions. As you work in your workplace, as you walk in, be different. The way you talk to people, the way you deal with them, let them see the akhlaq of Imams, so that can attract them to Islam and to Ahlul Bayt. In other words, let every one of us become the ambassadors of Imams in every location we find ourselves. And that is the message of Imam Zayn al-Abidin. That is the lesson we can learn from Imam Zayn al-Abidin. Imam Zayn al-Abidin, not only that, he left legacies after legacies. One of them, Imam Zayn al-Abidin was a man of Quran. And if we were really true followers of Imam Zayn al-Abidin, we should ask ourselves, how is my relationship with the Quran? Imam Zayn al-Abidin, every morning after Fajr, he will sit in his room reading Quran. The neighbors, some of them are not even Muslims, as they pass by, they listen to Imam Zayn al-Abidin with that beautiful voice, with that Quran, they stop to listen to the reading of Imam. And Imam alayhi salam, as you read and they love his voice, they will stop. It becomes well crowded until somebody goes and said to Imam, your house, behind your room, there's a back of people, packed of people listening to your voice. Imam has to be silent for people to walk back and forth, and then continues again. And he doesn't read Quran like you and I too. When Imam reads Quran, it's different. How? Imam reads Quran with the learning of every word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Comprehending every word. That's one. And two, when he reads the ayah and the ayah is about Qiyamah, Imam stops to cry about it. And if the ayah is about Jannah, he stops and prays to Allah to offer him Jannah. And this is for us, brothers and sisters. And when he reads the ayah about hellfire, he stops and asks Allah to deprive him from that hellfire. That is the way we should read Quran. Not reading Quran just for the sake of reading. No, we read Quran and we practice the teaching of Quran. Imam Zayn al-Abidin, that is one of his legacies. And not just him, all Imams, they tell you and I, our Shia should read Quran at least 80 ayah every day. And we say we're Shia, do we read Quran every day? Do we even listen to the Quran every day? How can you claim you're Shia, but you're not following the teaching of Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam? That is one of the legacy of Imam Zayn al-Abidin alayhi salam. On top of that, Imam Zayn al-Abidin, he taught people who he left behind, who are the real companions and real followers. One of them is called Sa'id ibn al-Musayyib, a great companion. One of them, Abu Hamza al-Thamali, who we know his dua. It's very well known. Who our 8th Imam talks about him, Abu Hamza al-Thamali. He says, Salmanu Zamani. Imam Zayn al-Abidin, he was the teacher of this Abu Hamza al-Thamali. And Imam Ali ibn Imam Rida alayhi salam says, this Abu Hamza al-Thamali is like Salman during the time of the Prophet. That's how great this Abu Hamza al-Thamali was. Another great companion Imam Zayn al-Abidin left behind was known as Sa'id ibn Jubair. Sa'id ibn Jubair was a great man. How was he great? He was great in everything. And he's the true practical Shia. Knowledge, he was very high. Piety, very high. Akhlaq, very high. Everything you can think of, to the point the companions of Imam, they used to say, Mastaghna ahadun min Sa'id ibn Jubair. He said, no one ever knew Sa'id ibn Jubair and can live without him. That's how great this man was. This Sa'id ibn Jubair, he lived until the time of Hajjaj ibn Yusuf al-Thaqafi, la'natullahi alayh. Hajjaj heard about this Sa'id ibn Jubair, how great, how close he was to Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam, and how much he values Ahlul Bayt. So what happened? He called Sa'id ibn Jubair. When Sa'id ibn Jubair came, he asked him, what is your name? So my name is Sa'id. Sa'id in Arabic means like somebody happy, somebody successful. Then Hajjaj started to mock him. Are you Shaqi or Sa'id? A Shaqi means evil or unlucky person. Now look at this, how smart the companions of Imam Zayn al-Abidin are. Then he said to him, Ya Hajjaj, my mother knows my name better than anybody else. You want to mess up my name? Okay, that's up to you. But I want to tell you, my mother who named me, she knows my name better than anybody else. Then Hajjaj asked him another question. What is your opinion about Abu Bakr and Umar and Uthman? Are they in Jannah or they are in hellfire? What's your opinion? You know, this is a question. He's asking him to criminalize him. So he can use this word to kill him or to hurt him. But these companions of Imam are very smart. So what did he say? He said to him, Ya Hajjaj, you're asking about Jannah and Nar. I have never entered Jannah to see who are those in the heaven. No, I ever heard enter the hellfire to know who happened to be in there. So I can't tell you where they are. Then he asked him, now what do you think about them? Are they good people or are they bad people? Then Sa'id ibn Jubair said, you're asking me about certain things that only Allah knows, because these are hidden things from you and I. And if you really want to know, the best one to ask is Allah, not me. Then he said to him, Ya Sa'id ibn Jubair, do you love Ali? So of course I do love him. Not because of him, because Allah said we should love his loved ones. And Imam Ali happened to be the love of the one, the beloved of Allah. So I love him because Allah loves him. Then the moment he heard this, Hajjaj ibn Yusuf al-Thaqafi could not handle anymore. That is when he started to make a comment that I have to kill you, Ya Hajjaj, Ya Sa'id ibn Jubair. But you have to tell me how to kill you. Can you imagine? Hajjaj ibn Yusuf al-Thaqafi asking a person, he said, you have to tell me how I should kill you. Then Sa'id ibn Jubair said to him, Ya Hajjaj, I'm not deciding for you to kill me. So I'm not going to be the one to tell you how to kill me, but you kill me the way you want to. Then Hajjaj said, okay, I have an idea. I will kill you by asking you to face towards the Kaaba. He said, so be it. They turned Hajjaj towards the Kaaba. As he was facing the Kaaba, he says, وَجَّهْتُ وَجْهِيَ لِلَّذِي فَطَرَ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ حَنِيفًا مُسْلِمًا وَمَا أَنَا مِنَ الْمُشْرِكِينَ. I turned my face to Allah who created the heavens and the earth. Hajjaj could not take it. He said, no, I'm not going to kill you what you were facing towards the Kaaba. That's wrong direction. Turn him towards the opposite. When they turned him, Hajjaj bin Yusuf was thinking that this Sa'id ibn Jubair would not have any ayah to read. Then he said to him also, وَلِلَّهِ الْمَشْرِقُ وَالْمَغْرِبُ فَأَيْنَمَا تُوَلُّوا فَثَمَّ وَجْهُ اللَّهِ. Yes, indeed, the north and the south belongs to Allah. And wherever you get turned to, there is the face of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Hajjaj said, no, I'm not going to kill you that direction either. I'm going to kill you by facing on the earth. You turn him on his belly, facing the earth. Then Hajjaj read this, then Sa'id ibn Jubair read this ayah. مِنْهَا خَلَقْنَاكُمْ وَفِيهَا نُعِيدُكُمْ وَمِنْهَا نُخْرِجُكُمْ تَارَةً أُخْرَى. We created you from it, and to it, which is the dirt back you're going to go into, and from the dirt we're going to resurrect you yawm al-qiyamah. Hajjaj couldn't see what he could do, because every direction Sa'id ibn Jubair have an ayah of the Quran. And this is how we should be with the Quran, brothers and sisters. Then Hajjaj ibn Yusuf, he said they kill him. Before they kill him, before Hajjaj killed him, then he made a dua. He said, Ya Allah, I ask you not to let this man live longer after my death. And guess what? Surely enough, after killing Sa'id ibn Jubair, this man didn't live long afterwards. But this Sa'id ibn Jubair is one of the legacy of Imam Zayn al-Abidin salamullah. Imam Zayn al-Abidin alayhi salam has left so much. One of them, Imam Zayn al-Abidin left the legacy of ibadah. You can never see anyone of his time more closer to Allah than Imam Zayn al-Abidin. And that is why he's known as Zayn al-Abidin, the adornment of the worshippers. Anybody that you can see at the time who worship Allah, and you bring Imam Zayn al-Abidin, he looks better than anybody of his time. In his taqwa, in his piety, in his relationship with Allah is great. And you can tell when you take Sahif al-Sajjadiyah and you started to go through those dua, how you communicate with Allah in every aspect of life. In that dua, there is so much, brothers and sisters. One of them, the dua of a parent for their children. A parent, you worried about your children, their future? Imam Zayn al-Abidin has read dua in that Sahif al-Sajjadiyah for how you as a parent can read for the future of your children. And Sahif al-Sajjadiyah, there is a dua Imam Zayn al-Abidin left for us as a children to read for our parents. In Sahif al-Sajjadiyah, there is dua for husnul aqibah, to die as a good Muslim, mu'min. The dua is there to protect your future, and how you die is in that dua. Sahif al-Sajjadiyah also carry how a person like you and I can remember the greatness of Allah, and it's called Munajatu Shakirin. How to be grateful to Allah. How many of us have ever at one point you remember Allah's blessing on you by giving you the health? Today we walk around, moving around. Have you ever walked in the hospital and see how many people are laying there? And they wish they walk around like you, but they cannot. And you have never stopped to say to Allah, thank you for this blessing. Imam Zayn al-Abidin tells you, it's very important to be grateful to Allah for this blessing. Take a moment to read Dua al-Shakirin for those blessings of Allah. Then there is Dua al-Muhabbin. How can you show Allah that you love Him for all this blessing that He have given to you? Imam Zayn al-Abidin teaches you that in Dua Sahif al-Sajjadiyah, and many and many and many more. That is Imam Zayn al-Abidin, salamullah alayhi. This great Imam, not only that, he was one of the brave ones that we all have to learn from Imam Zayn al-Abidin. A mu'min is not a coward. A mu'min is not a person who fears anybody other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Imam Zayn al-Abidin teaches us that to be courage and not to surrender in front of a tyrant. And that is when Imam Zayn al-Abidin was taken from the land of Karbala after the martyrdom of his father. They took him to Ubaidillah ibn Ziyad in Kufa. As Imam Zayn al-Abidin and his aunt Zainab walked into that castle, he looked at Imam Zayn al-Abidin and he asked him, Masmuk, what is your name? And Imam Zayn al-Abidin says, Ismi Ali. And you know, this name, Ali, it put fear in the heart of Bani Umayyah. Whenever they hear the name Ali, it scares them. And that is why Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam, they keep emphasizing on the name Ali, Ali, Ali more. And that is why Imam Hussain alayhi salam, he says, لَوْ وُلِدَ لِي أَلْفُ غُلَامٍ لَسَمَّيْتُ كُلُّهُمْ Ali. If Allah is to bless me with 1,000 sons, I will name all of them Ali. He has Ali al-Akbar, Ali al-Awsat, Ali al-Asghar. And he said, if I have more, all of them will be Ali too. In the castle of Ubaidillah ibn Ziyad, he asked, what is your name? He said, my name is Ali. Then Ubaidillah ibn Ziyad made a statement. أَوَلَيْسَ اللَّهُ قَدْ قَتَلَ عَلِيًّا. Isn't Allah killed Ali in the day of Ashura? Referring to Ali al-Akbar. Then Imam Zayn al-Abidin immediately responded to him. He said, La, Allah didn't kill Ali. I had a brother who was killed by people. You know the concept here, brothers and sisters? The concept is here, Bani Umayyah, they want to put people in a way that you think about what we call Jabr. Al-Jabr means what? That everything that happens in this world is done by Allah. So what? So that means whatever they do of crime, they are off the hook. So blame Allah, not them. And not only that, they have fabricated the hadith also, which today is used also by the leaders of this Arab or Muslim world. They're using that so that the Ummah will not uprise against them. How? They're saying that the Prophet says, obey your ruler if they are kind or they are oppressors. Now, how can the Prophet say that? If they're kind, yes, it makes sense. But if they're oppressors, why should I obey them? But that is the jabr that they establish. Imam Zayn al-Abidin say, no. I have a brother, but that brother was killed by people, not Allah. Ubaidillah ibn Ziyad became angry. Awalaka jur'ah. Do you have a courage to speak to me in this manner? He said, yeah, Wasla, you ask a question, I have to respond to your question. When he got to Sham, the same thing. In the castle of Yazid, Imam Zayn al-Abidin was courage. Allahu Akbar. When they were doing all kind of things, Imam Zayn al-Abidin looked at him, Yazid. He said, Ya Yazid, allow me to sit on this podium to say words that pleases Allah, and the audience also get thawab. So that's what you want. Yazid didn't want to allow Imam Zayn al-Abidin. But people insisted. When Imam Zayn al-Abidin sat on that podium and he started, first he praises Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then he praises also the Prophet Muhammad. After that, then he said to people, Ayyuhan nas, man arafani faqad arafani. Whoever knows me, knows me. وَمَنْ لَمْ يَعْرِفْنِي, who doesn't know me, عَرَّفْتُهُ بِنَسَبِي وَسَبَبِي. I want them to know my lineage. أَيُّهَا النَّاسِ, O you people, أَنَا ابْنُ مَكَّةَ وَمِنَا. You face towards the Kaaba, you pray 5 times a day. Do you know the Kaaba? You go to Hajj on Umrah, and you go between Safa and Marwa. You go to Mina. Do you know who are those? Mecca was established by my grandfather Ibrahim al-Khalil. Say, not only that. Say, Ana ibn Zamzama. The Zamzam that you drink, he says, from me. I'm the lineage of that. Ana ibn Nabiyul Mustafa. I am the grandson of the Prophet Muhammad. Ana ibn man urija bihi ila as-sama. I'm the grandson, the one who was taken in the light of Isra and Mi'raj. Ana ibn man salla bin nasi mathnan mathna. I'm the one who led people the prayer, the son of the one who led people the prayers. The angels and the humans. It's my father, my grandfather. As Imam Zayn al-Abidin continued to describe himself, then Yazid could not stand it, because that causes people to start crying, to know the reality and know the truth. Then Yazid called one of them to call Adhan to interrupt the Imam Zayn al-Abidin. The Mu'adhin started, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Imam Zayn al-Abidin said to him, Kabbarta kabira. Yes, indeed, you have mentioned the greatest one, who can never be compared with anyone. Then he says, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Imam Zayn al-Abidin says, yes, I bear witness that there is no God but Allah. And my skin, my flesh, my blood, my bone, they all bear witness there is no God but Allah. And then when the time came, Ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. Then Imam Zayn al-Abidin said, Ya Yazid, a Muhammadun jaddi am jadduk. The Muhammad that was just mentioned in their adhan, is he your grandfather or my grandfather? In kulta jadduk fakad kadhabta wa kafart. If you dare to say that he is your grandfather, then you are kafir and you are liar. Wa in kulta jaddi. But if you say it's my grandfather, فَلِمَ قَتَلْتَ أَبِيَ الْحُسَيْنُ أَتْشَانَ. If you bear witness that my grandfather is Rasulullah, then why did you kill my father Imam Hussein alayhi salam? Because on the day of Ashura, not only they killed Imam Hussein alayhi salam, qutila atshanan madhluma, which was never happened in the history of mankind. Imam Zayn al-Abidin tells us the story about what happened on the day of Ashura. On the day of Ashura, he said, I saw my father. He was left with 3 days. Bila ghusulin wala kafani. But you know, tonight Imam Zayn al-Abidin, before his martyrdom, he called his son, Bunayya Muhammad. Oh my son, Imam Muhammad al-Baqir, come. I have my last will for you. What is the last will, father? I said, Bunayya idha mittu faghassilni. When I pass from this world, my first request from you is to do ghusul for your father. What else says al-kafan? I want you to shroud me also, my son. What else? He said, وَصَلِّ عَلَيْهِ, and then pray on my body. What else? He said, وَادْفُنِّي, and make sure that you bury me, my son. I said, what else? I said, also, don't forget your father, dua. Imam Zayn was telling Imam Muhammad al-Baqir alayhi salam. Imam Muhammad al-Baqir tells us, he says, Hisham bin Abdul Malik la'natullahi alayhi, who put the poison in the food of Imam Zayn al-Abidin. Tonight, Imam Muhammad al-Baqir said, I was looking at my father when the poison have gotten into his whole body, and that poison has caused my father's color to change. وَقَدْ اصْفَرَّ وَجْهُهُ, his body became yellow from the poison that he was given. He said, not only that, فَرَأَيْتُهُ يُقَلِّبُ يَمِينًا وَشِمَالًا, he was turning right and left from the pain that he was going through, as if the pain of Karbala was not enough, as the pain he went through after he was captive, as not all of this was not enough. Imam Zayn al-Abidin was turning left and right. Not only that, he says, وَكَانَ يُغْمَى عَلَيْهِ سَاعَةً بَعْدَ سَاعَةً, as if from time to time my father becomes unconscious from the pain of that. I said, then finally when he came back, he said to me, Bunayya Muhammad, Anta Khalifati fihim. I said, my son, from tonight you are the next leader. Lead the people, teach them. I said, after that, I was watching my father. فَإِذَا غَمَّضَ عَيْنَيْهِ, I said, I saw my father, he closed his eyes. وَمَدَّدَ يَدَيْهِ, I said, I saw him stretch his arms. وَمَدَّدَ رِجْلَيْهِ, and then he stretched his legs. ثُمَّ قَالَ, and then he said, أَشْهَدُ أَنْ لَا إِلَهَ إِلَّا اللَّهِ, I bear witness there is no God worthy of worship except Allah. وَأَشْهَدُ أَنَّ مُحَمَّدًا رَسُولُ اللَّهِ, and I bear witness Muhammad is the messenger of Allah. He said, as I was looking at my father, فَإِذَا إِنْقَضَتْ نَحْبًا, my father became matured in the hand of my hands. But the question, Imam Baqir alayhi salam, he said, my father, you ask about ghusl, about kafan, you ask about salat, you ask about to be buried in Baqiyah, but what happened to your father, Aba Abdullah, on the day of Ashura, when he was left 3 days bila ghusl wala kafan, when he was left also 3 days, he was left bila ma, he died atshana. إنا لله وإنا إليه راجعون وسيعلم الذين ظلموا أي منقلب ينقلبون والعاقبة للمتقين.
आबिद गरीब का सोना चार मर गया, आबिद गरीब का सोना चार गया, सादात खाक उड़ाएंगे सरदार मर गया, सादात खाक उड़ाएंगे सरदार मर गया, साया रहा सरों पाना चाहते इमाम का, साया रहा सरों पाना चाहते इमाम का, ज़हरा की जान हुसैन का दिलदार मर गया, ज़हरा की जान हुसैन का दिलदार, कांटों पर खींचते थे जिसे राह शाम में, कांटों पर खींचते थे से राह शाम में, वो सार बाने इतरते मर गया, वो सार मर गया, आबिद गरीब का सोना चा रोता रहा जो बाप को 40 साल तक, रोता रहा जो बाप को 40 साल तक, वो शाहिदी का आज़ादा मर गया, वो शाहिदी का आज़ादार, शम्मे मज़ारे पंजतने पाक बुझ गई, शम्मे मज़ारे पंजतने पाक बुझ गई। सैदानियों का हाय परस्तार मर गया, सैदानियों का हाय परस्तार मर गया। आबिद गरीब का सोना चार मर
जंजीर में जकड़े हुए बीमार का मातम, जंजीर में जकड़े हुए बीमार का मातम। हम करते हैं करबल के अज़ादार का मातम, जंजीर में जकड़े हुए बीमार का मातम। सजादिन देखे हैं अजब दर्द के मंजर, नेज़ों की बुलंदी पा शहीदों के कटे सर। माँ बहनी थी बाजारों में बेमखना वो चादर, माँ बहन थी बाजारों में बेमखना वो चादर। शबीर के मकसद के मददगार का मातम, जंजीर में जकड़े हुए बीमार का मातम, जंजीर में जकड़े हुए बीमार का मातम। पाबंद रसन हो गई कुबरा की कलाई, चादर भी न थी सर पा घटा जुल्म की छाई। एक बेवा बहन साथ थी मजबूर था भाई, एक बेवा बहन साथ थी मजबूर था भाई। है आज उसी बेकसो नाचार का मातम, जंजीर में जकड़े हुए बीमार का मातम, जंजीर में जकड़े हुए बीमार का मातम। रस्सी में बंधा प्यासी सकीना का गला था, कहती थी मुझे गोद में ले लीजिए भैया। किस तरह से देते उसे सजाद दिलासा, किस तरह से देते उसे सजाद दिलासा। है तो खुसलासल के गिरफ्तार का मातम, जंजीर में जकड़े हुए बीमार का मातम, जंजीर में जकड़े हुए बीमार का मातम। आता कभी जब सामने सजाद के पानी, याद आती थी असगर की उसे तशना दहानी। तड़पाती थी पैहम अली अकबर की जवानी, तड़पाती थी पैहम अली अकबर की जवानी। आओ कर प्यासों के आज़ादार का मातम, जंजीर
हजरत मातम करते हुए बाहर चले।
बीमार का मातम, जंजीर में जकड़े हुए बीमार
Let's go sit in the office for a few minutes, and then we'll leave in like 10 minutes.
भारी गए साबित दे किया जो भूल जारी गए साबित दे किया जो भूल जारी
अखियां विच तेरा वांगू अखियां विच तेरा वांगू चुप गई ये भीड़ बाजारी रुक गए ने साबित दे अखियां जो खून है जारी रुक गए ने साबित दे अखियां जो खून है जारी रुक गए ने साबित दे अखियां जो खून है जारी शाम बाजार वैसा दिल थे सिया से कदी असरब दया कर बाजार जो आबिद लंघदा सी बाजार जो आबिद लंघदा सी ओदी मौत दी हालत तारी रुक गए ने साबित दे अखियां जो खून है जारी रुक गए ने साबित दे अखियां जो खून है जारी रुक गए ने साबित दे अखियां जो खून है जारी शाम बाजार आदा ऐसा दिल थे सिया से कदी असरब दया कर बाजार जो आबिद लंघदा सी बाजार जो आबिद लंघदा सी ओदी मौत दी हालत तारी रुक गए ने साबित दे अखियां जो खून है जारी रुक गए ने साबित दे अखियां जो खून है जारी रुक गए ने साबित दे अखियां जो खून है जारी एदी अखियां विच तेरा वांगू एदी अखियां विच तेरा वांगू चुप गई ये भीड़ बाजारी रुक गए ने साबित दे अखियां जो खून है जारी रुक गए ने साबित दे अखियां जो खून है जारी रुक गए ने साबित दे अखियां जो खून है जारी वेख के ज़ैनब नू मेरी दा कैद होया तेरी की ताबिद अज वेखी बिन चादर ज़ैनब अज वेखी बिन चादर ज़ैनब सूरज ने पहली बारी साबित दे अखियां जो खून है जारी रुक गए ने साबित दे अखियां जो खून है जारी रुक गए ने साबित दे अखियां जो खून है जारी एदी अखियां विच तेरा वांगू एदी अखियां विच तेरा वांगू चुप गई ये भीड़ बाजारी रुक गए ने साबित दे अखियां जो खून है जारी रुक गए ने साबित दे अखियां जो खून है जारी रुक गए ने
अस्सलामु अलैका या रसूलल्लाह, अस्सलामु अलैका या नबी अल्लाह, अस्सलामु अलैका या खातिमल अंबिया, अस्सलामु अलैका या बाइसल हुदा व रहमतुल्लाहि व बरकातुहू, अस्सलामु अलैका या इब्न मुहम्मदिनिल मुस्तफ़ा, अस्सलामु अलैका या इब्न अमीरल मोमिनीन अलियन वलीउल्लाह, अस्सलामु अलैका या इब्न फ़ातिमत ज़हरा सय्यदत निसाइल आलमीन, अस्सलामु अलैका या शहीद बिकरबला, रूही व जिस्म कल फिदा व रहमतुल्लाहि व बरकातुहू, अस्सलामु अलैका या गरीबल गुरबा, अस्सलामु अलैका या मुईनज़ ज़ुफ़ाए वल फ़ुक़रा, अस्सलामु अलैका या शम्सश शमूस, अय्युहल मदफून बिअर्ज़ तूस, या सुल्तान अल अरब वल अजम, या अली इब्न मूसी अर्रिज़ा, अर्राज़ि बिल क़द्र वल क़ज़ा व रहमतुल्लाहि व बरकातुहू, अस्सलामु अलैका या साहिबल असर व ज़मान, अल-अमान 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 मिन फितनतिज़ ज़मान, अस्सलामु अलैका या शरीकल कुरान, अस्सलामु अलैका या बाबल ईमान, अस्सलामु अलैका या खलीफतर रहमान, अस्सलामु अलैका या इमाम अल इंस वज्जान, अस्सलामु अलैका या इमाम ज़मानिना, हाज़ा जल्लल्लाहु ताला मखरजक व ज़हूरक व जअलन मिन अंसारिक व आवानिक व रहमतुल्लाहि व बरकातुहू, अल्लाहुम्मा सल्लि अल्लाहुम्मा कुन लिवलिय्यिकल हुज्जत इब्निल हसन सलावातुका अलैहि व अला आबाइहि फी हाज़िहि साअह व फी कुल्लि साअह वलिय्यन व हाफ़िज़ा व क़ाइदन व नासिरा व दलीलन व ऐना हत्ता तुस्किनहु अर्ज़का तवा व तुमत्तिअहु फ़ीहा तवीला। दुश्मनान अहले बैत